Hello again and welcome back to the channel. Now, the thumbnail probably speaks for itself with this thing, and there is a bit of a backstory as to why I bought this very strange pistol. I was intrigued, so I'd seen this pistol like pop up on various shops. It was called the Chisato, and I was like, what even is this? It was like a funky, like small frame 1911, like a Detonics 45 with some bits on the front and some wood style grips. And I wanted to know a bit more from it, and then that's where the rabbit hole started. So looking into what this thing was led me to an anime series called Licorice Recoil, and I was like, what is this all about? Ended up watching the anime, which is only one season, and then after I'd watched it, I kind of wanted to buy the pistol. So Licorice Recoil is an anime, of course. You know, from Japan. Tokyo Marui have done some kind of deal with the makers of the show or whatever to produce a pistol that appears in the show. I won't go into detail of what the show is, but it's heavily gun related. I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't watch much anime, but I enjoyed watching it. And it's one of those animes where, you know, maybe not so much happens and they drag it out over the episodes of the season. But after I watched it, I was like, actually, I think I want to pick this pistol up. Now, they always seem to be out of stock. The first that I saw land just went in and out of stock straight away. Found that Airsoft World here in the UK had got it in stock and they got the spare mag, so I decided to order it. So very, very nice packaging from Tokyo Marui. You've got snippets from the show on there, obviously the name of the show, and it's called the Chisato because the character that wields this handgun in the show is called Chisato. So very, very nice packaging. This would probably appeal more to, you know, the Japanese market than us over here, but I thought it is a unique piece, and I thought why not add it to the collection, and I can show it off to you guys. It's not the cheapest for what it is, to be honest. Getting it out the way, you know, addressing the elephant in the room, it is overpriced for what you get, but it's also unique. So you can remove that sleeve. You've got more markings on the front here, and what I really do like what they've done with the packaging is as you open this up here, and it's a very thick cardboard, it's magnetically kept together, so they've knocked it out the park with the packaging. And as we open it up here, when it features in the anime, it's in a box. Now, it might not be a cardboard box like this, it'll probably be a case, but it's set out very much like this. There's space to put 2 magazines in, but you only get 1. The pistol itself, I've seen shops sell this upwards of 300 plus, which is an outrageous price. This I got, I think it was £240 from Airsoft World. As well as picking this up, I also picked up some of the magazines to go with it. They're 22 round 1911 or short 1911 magazines, much like the Detonics 45 series that they do. Magazines were also very expensive, probably because it's just branded to the anime what they sell this for. So these magazines each are £40. I only picked up 2. And so the reason for it was I can have 1 in the pistol here if I leave it in the case, and we can have 2 in the slots here. So behind this little section here, you have the option parts. You've got the pieces to put in the magazine so you can dry fire it. You've got the usual red rubber barrel plug and some good quality BBs. You always get good quality BBs from Tokyo Marui, so you can use these. So we'll pop that back in there. This one here is blank. So let's just pull that out there. So it is just a placeholder where you can put another spare magazine in. We pull this out here, and this is the magazine for it. The usual Tokyo Marui plastic packaging, which keeps them out of the elements here. So it is a shortened 1911 magazine. And I've got a normal 1911 magazine here, so I can show you the size difference. And it has like a bumper set on the front there. So you got Tokyo Marui, made in Japan. And that's it. So you fill the gas there from the bottom. Now we have the pistol. So we'll take this out and then I'll get the box out to one side. Before we do that, because just in case anybody asks, the pamphlet is installed in the lid and we can pull this open here. You have the manual for the Chisato itself, the usual Tokyo Marui manuals. They're very good. They are in Japanese, of course, but the illustrations and stuff are very clear and precise. I like the way how they do it. I just, can't read Japanese, but this tells you everything that you need to know about the pistol, how everything works. It's got a nice glossy exterior finish to it. This, I believe, is used to order spare parts. Now, if you are in Japan, what you could basically do is say you need any sort of spare part from this pistol, which they're all listed here. You got all the part numbers, you fill this sheet out, and it's very easy for those that collect or shoot airsoft in Japan to go get spare parts. You get a bunch of targets as well. You get some pamphlets which are from Tokyo Marui, some safety bits and pieces and warnings. You've got your cleaning rod there, which comes stuck to a piece of card there, and then some more bits and pieces from Tokyo Marui. So all this is stored in this little black envelope. If I can get all this back in the way it came out. So all that's stored in the envelope there, and then that is stored in the lid. What I like about the lid as well is that it's like foam lined. So, but enough about the box. Here is the pistol. It is very much a Tokyo Marui D-Tonix 45. You'll see D-Tonix 45 on the frame, Tokyo Marui made in Japan. There are no markings on the slide. I imagine they've done that because in the anime, I don't think there's any markings on the pistol whatsoever. So it's a D-Tonix 45 with some faux wraparound wood grips, which are very comfortable. We'll put the magazine in there. It's more comfortable with the magazine in. And we've got a very aggressive compensator on the front there, which it's not sharp like you'd, but if it was, you could do some damage with it. But you might be thinking, well, if I need to take the slide off, if I need to adjust the hop, if I need to do any maintenance, how do I do it with this fix? Now, it's got a little lever under here that you can press. Just use like a fingernail or something, and you can pull this lever out like that. Once that's pulled out and you see that white dot, you can push the compensator to the front there, and then it just comes off the bottom of the frame. And again, just like any other D-Tonix 45, you just cock the slide, line up this little notch in the slide with the slide release, and that should allow us to pull this lever out like so. Once that's pulled out, we can let the slide come forward, and then that's where you access your hop wheel. We can remove, you have to pull out this little piece in the front there. We can remove the spring guide. We push the barrel forward and it comes out the front like a 1911. You've got a very short barrel on this, so you don't expect to have crazy power out of this. The hop unit is spring loaded to the outer barrel, which I imagine is done through this little piece here. So let's see if we can unlock that and remove it. So we just need to, there we go. And there you are. It's like got an O-ring on the inner barrel. You've got a spring, and then you've got this piece which sits inside. And just your usual 1911 hop up there. Slide this back in like that, and it just keeps the barrel spring loaded to the outer barrel. This should be very familiar if you're familiar with the D-Tonix 45. There's nothing really much different from what I can remember here. What is different though, however, let me just put this back together like so. Spring guide does stick out just ever so slightly. Is the iron sights actually mimic, from what far as I can tell, the iron sights mimic the iron sights in the show as well. So you've got some very funky sort of, it comes up and then it goes in at each end. And then hopefully we can get this to focus here. So you've just got a bladed front sight. There's no serrations or markings or anything on it like that. What I can say is in person, it's actually not bad at all. What you do is you just line these up like that, and that is your iron sights. It's a 1911, so usually they tend to have not bad triggers at all. Not bad for a little 1911 style pistol. Mag goes in, does make it more comfortable. You've got the ASGK marking there on the bottom of the pistol frame too. So not sure what the compatibility is with these grips and other D-tonics, whether you need this little bumper piece at the bottom there. You've also got a safety found on the left hand side. This is not an ambidextrous pistol. Mag release is also found here. If you're familiar with a 1911, of course you're going to be familiar with something like this. So basically we just line up these little tabs like that, and then we slide it back, push that little clip in, and the compensator is locked to the pistol. The spare magazines. The packaging is very nicely done. It's almost a bit of a shame to throw it away, which I probably won't with this one, because I think this is one of those pistols that if you ever decided to sell it, and I am getting grease over the box, so I'll have to give that a wipe over. This is very much one of those replicas where if you decided to sell it, the person that's buying it is probably going to want all the original packaging, because it's kind of like a little bit of a collector's piece. So many of you watching the channel are not going to understand why I've bought this, but I just thought it was unique. I haven't had a D-Tonics 45 for a hell of a long time, and I thought if we're going to get one, why not get one that's unique. So I'm just going to pull this tab off here. Again, I'll keep that with the box. So we've got the small magazines that are meant for the pistol itself, which are very comfy. Me with big hands as well. It's a nice, even with the compensator, it's a nice compact little pistol. But we can use just normal Tokyo Marui 1911 standard size magazines, which stick out a little bit, which isn't uncomfortable at all. But if you want something with a bit more ammo capacity, which I've got 4 of these for my M45, which is great. But let's get to gassing these things up. So I'll put some gas in the magazines. I can't imagine they're going to hold a massive amount of gas. Many of you, those out there, the collectors, those that are into this sort of replica, are probably going to wince the fact that, you know, you probably should be using low powered gas like 134A. I don't have that stuff. I'm just going to send it with some propane. The D-Tonics 45 slide, if it does break in any way, is going to be a fairly easy part to get hold of. Right, so we need some BBs. So we'll load in some 2.5s. Luckily I've got some inner speed loader ready to go. 22 rounds. I'm not sure if I'm filling these up all the way. I always fill my gas mags up so that when you pull down the tab there should be a space. So I'm just going to remove one. Remove one more, because the last thing you want is to damage your nozzle. And you're loading it on again, which I think parts wise you're probably not going to struggle to get them. So again, you should be able to pull that down, and it's got a gap at the top. That way you're not going to force too many rounds in and have it damage your loading nozzle. Right, let's get the old chrono and we'll see what this thing is doing. So we'll load a mag in, get around in the chamber. Just going to put the first round in here in a safe direction. And yeah, as expected, 0.555 joules, 0.564, 0.564, 0.4546, 0.549, 0.547, 0.563, 0.548, 0.558, and 0.558 again. Very consistent, about 219 feet per second on a 0.25 gram BB and green gas, of course. I'm going to get some shooting demonstrations for you here in a moment, but it performs and shoots really well. Don't worry, I'm going to get that on camera for you in just a moment. So we've shot one mag, we've chronoed it. Let's also give it a chrono on a bigger mag. Not that it would make much difference. I really think it is the barrel length that would hinder the power on such a replica. So M45 mag. These of course hold more gas. So normal 90mm mag, 0.25 gram BBs and propane. And we'll see how it does. 0.562. I'm just going to go to, for intensive purposes, I'm just going to read out the feet per second now. So 220 on a 2.5, 220, 220, 221, 221, 222, 214. So we're getting a bit more power now. The pressure's dropping in the mag a little bit. 220, 220, 217, 217, 218, 216, and 217. So it's a very, very consistent pistol at 0.55 joules. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's far too low. Well, you got to remember, these are made for the Japanese market. So they're always going to be lower powered to other brands out there. Also, you're shooting a pistol that's got a very short barrel. But already, I'd take this over the VFC SMP any day, just because the main important thing, it works. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the camera switch round. I'm going to fill what ammo I've got left in some of these mags. And hopefully, we can shoot it for you and show it on camera. So get these mags filled up. I'll get the camera flipped round. Welcome back. So I get some specs back on. And of course, what we'll do is we'll finish off the standard length 1911 pistol mag, just to finish off the rounds that are obviously in the magazine. But very, very snappy indeed. We're going to go down to the magazines that are made for it now. So these are 22 round capacity magazines, and just to show you that I'm not doing any tomfoolery, we've got the chrono here. So 0.25 gram BBs on the short mag. And we're at 221 feet per second at 0.569 joules. So here we go. We'll just carry on shooting these. Hopefully we can get you, shall we get you zoomed in? Can I get you zoomed in? Not sure. Well, I'll just try and get close to the camera for you so you can see this thing shooting, but very snappy. To the last round. Whack another mag in. How fast can we shoot it? Let's give it a go. Very, very cool indeed. So, again, why did I buy this? Well, if you don't know me personally, I've always had a bit of a soft spot for the unique and the unusual, more so years ago than what I do now, because obviously I've got a lot of gas blowbacks. A lot of them are built to, you know, resemble realish things. So Pistol wise, I've been very conservative with my purchases recently. You know, we did the Tokyo Marui USP. I also got the USP Compact, the HK 45. Again, great large frame pistol. I would say that I don't have my M45 here right now, but the M45 is a fully plastic pistol, and people say that, I've seen comments and people have spoke to me on the Discord, you know, it's lovely, I just wish it was metal. And honestly, when you're firing these things, metal's great, it feels good. Now, I have a lot of replicas that are heavy, you know, VFC FNX 45. This is a big chunky pistol with big chunky mags. It sounds fairly nice. If you said, right, you're going into a pistol competition right this minute, take this that's got, you know, an RMR torch on it, shoots well, or just a bog standard Tokyo Marui pistol fresh out the box, I'd take the Marui pistol every day. Now, you can call me a TM fanboy, whatever you want to do. They are not realistic pistols because they are made out of polymer. But I think as I've got, and I have owned a lot of TM pistols, one of the all-time greats that I had were those G17 customs that they did. They did it in tan and green. I had both. They also did those custom 5.7s. I had the tan and the green one. I've had a multitude of G-series pistols from Tokyo Marui. I've pretty much owned almost every Tokyo Marui pistol, barring a few rare ones that you can imagine. I don't think I've ever owned, I think I may have had a Detonics 45 in a trade the once, and then I just moved it on because I was, at the time, I was just massively into Glock pistols. But this thing is very cool. Finding holsters for such a thing is going to be difficult unless you have something custom made or something generic. You can't fit accessories underneath. You can't fit a tracer on the front. You can't fit a red dot. But it's not about that, and this is the whole reason why I bought it. It's unique, it's different, and it knows exactly what it is and what it's trying to be. It's not trying to be anything else. It's a small framed 1911 pistol that's, you know, designed from an anime character. So I just think, before I even knew about the anime, I was very interested into what this thing was and why it was so expensive. But, you know, after watching it and seeing it used, we do this all the time. We watch movies, we play video games, and we always want what we can see on screen, and these things might be hard to get. I've also tried to get, because I did fall in love with the Marui USP, they did a Resident Evil special edition, which is discontinued now, you can't buy it, which was the SG-09, which Thor's found one in his local country, like in Denmark, so he said he's going to try and get that pistol for me, which if he does, I'll feature it on the channel as well. So those were also very expensive pistols. So you are literally buying this because you want this pistol. There are companies like Double Bell that have done copies of it in different colours, and all that's great, and they're going to cost you a lot less. And if you just want something that looks kind of like this, the Double Bell ones are metal. They're pot metal, but they are metal. They're not going to perform like a Tokyo Marui no matter how hard you try. But if you just wanted that collector's piece, and you do have colour variants there, the Double Bell one might be an option for you if you're a collector. This is very much a collector's brain set of me getting this. So I couldn't really see much English talking videos on this going into the deep dive of what it is and how it shoots. But I thought, why not do it, show it off on the channel? If anyone's curious or anyone's perusing YouTube and looking for more info on this thing, then there's another video out there. So that is the Tokyo Marui Chisato's handgun from Licorice Recoil. The anime is about like a secret society of these agents, which, you know, anime coming from Japan, it's going to be young girls, isn't it? But they sort of sit in the shadows and remove criminals with utter secrecy. There's obviously more story to it than that. I'm not going to ruin it for you if you want to go watch it, but it made me want to buy it, so I bought it. There it is. It's an expensive handgun. The magazines are expensive. This is not a cheap thing. Is it overpriced for what it is? 100% yes. But it's also one of those things that, you know, Imagine doing a game day with this at HC2 and just running this, because I can run the short mags and I've got 4 of these long mags. It'd be more than enough. And it's a nice tight frame little pistol with a stupidly big compensator on there. And it kind of makes me want to pick up more short frame 1911s that they do. I've never always been a massive 1911 fan. I've always been a Glock fan. Anything that uses like a double stack mag or like a thicker mag, like a Glock thickness mag compared to 1911s. But the Tokyo Marui 1911s always do perform really well. You're just risking that that realism with the plastic components. So I'm waffling now, I'm geeking out. I'm gonna let you lot get back to your evening, but you may have no care in the world for what this thing is. If you don't care about anime at all, just look at it as a cool short frame 1911 pistol with a stupidly aggressive compensator on the front, but some very nice faux wood grips. So that's a Chisato pistol from Tokyo Marui. Hope you like it. Let me know in the comments down below if you like it or if you don't. Feel free to tell me how crazy I'm buying all this stuff to show it off on camera for you guys. But thanks for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If this is not your thing, just skip the video and go to the next thing. We'll have more interesting, more real world stuff coming for you. Join the Airsoft Discord. The link will be in the description down below. And as always, from me, Bench and Box, we'll be seeing you in the next one.